Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode. You can also say of AWS Cloud Practitioner for Beginners, or you can also say the last session of our AWS Cloud Practitioner for Beginners free full course. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are ready for this information packed session that we've got here for you guys. Guys, my name is Shivanshan Thakur. I'm your host and moderator for the session. I'd like to welcome you all to the last session that we've got here for AWS Cloud Practitioner for Beginners. We are live on all our platforms at Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you guys are facing any difficulties with probably the quality of the live or something like that, please do join it on any of our other platforms. I'm pretty sure it will be resolved by then. If you guys have any questions so far, please do put it in the chat window or in the comment section down below so that we also get to know about that particular one thing as well. But apart from that, we've got a really incredible session planned out here for you guys. This is the last session, sadly, and we'll be starting the live in around 3 minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions or something, please do put it in the chat window so that we also get to know whatever doubts you have, and we'll try to pick up in the questions. This is a very important session for you guys if you are planning to go for the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification, because in this particular session we'll be covering about everything that
Hello,
there is.
Shivansh.
Yeah.
You are not
Hello.
audible on GoToWebinar.
uh, okay, I'll join in there in a bit. There is a lot of
Yeah,
background
sure.
noise in my part. Just unmute yourself. I'll join in probably the moment we start the live. Okay, guys, today we'll be covering AWS Cloud Practitioner info or information about that particular certification. What is it? How much is it? How many times you can attend it? What is the syllabus? How you can approach towards learning towards it and or preparing for it? Everything will be covering it in today's session. So make sure you're here, you're completely logged in, because this session you cannot miss. Do not take your eyes off. You've got 2 minutes or so. Go get your glasses of water or maybe a cup of coffee or maybe some snacks as well. But these 2 hours, you are not allowed to leave your seat, because it's going to be very informative, and we certainly do not want you to be missing out on any of the information that we're providing. Apart from that, we also have other stuff that we've planned out for you as well. We recently had a session, again, a free live session on GoToWebinar for AWS Solutions Architect, which was taken by, again, Nisha ma'am, the trainer, who is also taking these classes that you so very love. A lot of you guys joined in there as well. Around 400 people were there. But if any of you guys sadly missed it or for any other reason, we'll also tell you how you can get that. And again, these recordings are not available. Let me remind you guys again. The recordings are not available, so you have to join them over here only. So make sure you are attending these sessions live, so you're not missing out on these sessions. Just give me a second. I'll quickly join in the GoToWebinar. I for some unfortunately I forgot, and we are slightly in a pickle with that. But give me a second. Guys, thank you very much for joining in. There were some technical issues. I'm really sorry about that, but I hope you guys are ready. The timer hits 0 and we are live. Again, for the people who are joining in and joining us from all the different platforms, thank you very much. My name is Shivanshu Thakur. I'm your host and moderator for this session. We are here for the last session of our incredible free course that was being provided to you by your favorite cloud learning platform, K21 Academy, where you learn cloud from the experts. Today, this is the last session of our series for AWS Cloud Practitioner for beginners. This is a very, very important session that we've got here for you guys, because today we're talking about everything that is associated with this particular certification, that is AWS Cloud Practitioner. So if you're somebody who's planning to uh, take the take the certification exam, this is an extremely important session for you guys. Again, let me this is the certification path we've already discussed to you probably multiple times now. We have covered almost all of the stuff that is here multiple times. We are at the foundation level, AWS Cloud Practitioner. We have already talked to you about or told you about what you can go again after this, that is AWS Solutions Architect and so more. These are the days or the topics that we've covered so far. Today we're talking about again AWS in exam preparation. Only again, the people will be asking, a few people might be asking again about what or where they can actually find the recording of this particular sessions that we are doing. Number one, you cannot find the replays. Only the first three session replays are available. For the rest of the ones, you can get these recordings if you are a part of our AWS Solutions Architect program. Otherwise, these recordings will not be available to you. So again, we had mentioned this in all the emails that we've sent you. Again, please do ask questions, whatever you guys have. These sessions are primarily for that as well. So we do not want you guys to, not ask questions and miss out on any doubts that you might have. So please do ask all the questions. My team answers all of them. And even if they are left, you can comment on any of our posts regarding the doubt, and someone from my team will answer that. Again, I hope you have registered for your free AWS account. If you haven't, you can pause your screen right now and go and access to this for absolutely free, because there's a lot of things that you learned here in terms of theoretical knowledge you got. Even Nisham, I'm showed you a lot of practicals as well, demos as well. So if you want to practice, you definitely need an AWS account. So why not get a free one for this practice? Again, this is today what we are covering. This is something a lot of you guys have been waiting for, and today we are covering this. So get ready, guys. That's all I like to say. A lot of people have joined us on all our platforms. Okay, Riaz, if for the one particular doubt you have, again, we have mentioned it before as well, that AWS Cloud Practitioner is not the certification that will get you a job. Although AWS Solutions Architect is something that will get you a job eventually if you have got the practical knowledge for it. Again, if this is something that you have a doubt for, do not worry. We've got this covered as well. We've got a AWS Solutions Architect free demo, free session as well, that I'll be talking in a bit. You can go and attend that, and this particular doubt is very well answered over there as well. Okay, welcome everybody. I see a lot of you guys are joining in now. Please do mention which country you're from, because again, this is the last session before we depart. I really want to know you guys better. So please do mention which country are you from, and what is your current job role. Are you somebody who's a student? Are you somebody who's trying to shift into cloud? Are you somebody who's already working in the cloud domain? Please do mention it in the comment section of wherever you guys are watching. Great, Riyaz. Welcome again. You're from India. I'm from India as well. Okay, success stories. We've already shown this multiple times. These are people among you guys who have successfully cleared their desired certifications. I really hope the next person or next picture that we're posting here would be of you. Again, introduce yourself. This is the third question. Please do put it in the comment section whether you are a beginner, intermediate, or an expert. Again, for the trainer of the evening, welcome Balram. I know you definitely are somebody who's joining it again. So welcome again. Welcome Ashish, Ashwini, all the people from India. Welcome. Uh, Again, for a trainer, a lot of you guys already know who have been attending these sessions, and somebody who's joining us for the first time. Let me introduce her to you guys. She's got 18 plus years of working experience in MNCs. She's an expert trainer. She's also AWS certified solutions architect. And you guys, in a nutshell, if I want to explain or I want to introduce her to you guys absolutely love her style of teaching and how interactive her sessions are. So I'm definitely sure if you are somebody who's joining this session, you're gonna love how she teaches. So again, there are other stuff that she's also done that is available for free that I will highly suggest you guys to go and attend those. Again, this is a free gift. This will be given to all the people who are joining us till the end. But again, I want to give you a sneak peek. This is what it is. This is what I was talking to you about, Riaz. Please go ahead, register for it. If you have missed it because it was live a few days back, it's a session on AWS Solutions Architect for beginners. We also talk about the certification. There's a demo as well, and we also talk about how you can get a job. So, Riaz, you had a doubt. Where are these jobs? There is a proper roadmap as to how you can approach the certification, whether these jobs are available or not, and there are proper stats and also the average salary, because at the end, money is definitely an important factor, right? So please do register for it. This is something that I'll be covering in the future or later in the session. So guys, tell I'm going to give it to Nisha ma'am. I think she's having some trouble. So guys, if you guys have any questions, please do put it in the chat window. I'll have a look and we'll be covering them as well. Let me have a look in the other part as well. If you have any questions, no, not yet. Guys, again, if you guys have any questions, please do not shy away. Okay, till the time she's joining in, I can ask the question. I can answer a few questions if you guys have any. So please do put it in the chat window if you guys have any questions so far. Let me just check once. Okay, welcome Gautam. You have 8 years of experience in the IT and looking for AWS cloud. Great, Gautam. You are at probably one of the perfect platforms to learn cloud. Okay, Chindant, Chidanand. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, sir. Really bad with names. Okay, you're from US, 13 years of experience trying to move to cloud. Again, great place to learn cloud, to make that shift to cloud again as well. So if can you share the link to some documentation related to certification? Sir, there are multiple blogs that are being written by a lot of cloud experts on our platform. You guys can go directly and visit k21academy.com. This is a dedicated section for our blogs. You can watch that as well. There are different free classes like this that is currently on your screen. You can go and watch this as well, and multiple sessions that we come on maybe on a weekly basis, covering different type of cloud, whether it's AWS, Azure, Google, or Oracle. You guys can visit those as well. We've also got incredible courses as well that we do talk about them as well. Not at these free sessions because we don't want to make it about selling our courses, but we want to provide you value and information so you guys can actually check up about those courses on our website, or you can contact us at contact@k21academy.com about any doubts you have, and my team will pick them up. So no worries on that. Mukesh is from Chandigarh. You are a beginner. Welcome, Mukesh. Swapna is from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome, Swapna as well. Ashish, 13 years of experience in Linux. I do not have any experience in cloud, but planning to shift to cloud. Welcome, Ashish. We really hope that we can help you in making that shift. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me. Okay. I think she's still facing those troubles. But again, if you guys have any questions, please do put it in the chat window. I'll have a look and we'll be covering them as well. So guys, if you guys have any questions, please do put it in the chat window. Guys, really sorry. Nishabam is facing some technical issues for now. But in the meantime, I see a lot of you guys are commenting. So let me address a few questions or something that you guys have. Okay, Ashwini, 14 years of experience of teaching and 4 years of industry experience, but not in cloud and planning to shift to cloud. Great, Ashwini. Welcome again. It's going to be again. It's You are at the perfect place. Welcome, Yasir. Uh, okay, will the certification help me to gain a job in new cloud industry? Ashish, AWS Cloud Practitioner is not a certification that would eventually get you a job. It do not is not really prevalent, but it's a great certification to have in your certification belt or in your resume. But if you do get if you go for AWS Solutions Architect, that certification definitely has a great amount of chances for you guys to get a job through this certification. If you got the certification, if you got the skills, that you definitely will be able to get a job. AWS Solutions Architect is again one of the most demanded jobs or certifications that are out there. Let me show you, let me share something because it's a reoccurring question. Let me share this. So over here, this particular certification, you'll see it's an associate level certification, which is again a level up from the beginner or foundation level certification. And again, this is for cloud engineers, cloud admins, system admins, network storage admins, and again support testers or architects as well. So it's a certification which covers a plethora of different job roles or cloud job roles that are out there. If you do get the certification, if you've got the skills, there's a good enough chance that you are going to eventually get a job, because again the job market for this particular certification is on the rise, and a lot of companies are currently looking at to have people for this particular certification. Welcome, Prosjit. Is this first session? No, Krishna, I'm sorry, but this is the last session of AWS Cloud Practitioner. But again, if you're somebody who's interested in it, I will still suggest you to stay on here, because in this particular session, there is nothing related to the last session, because in this particular session, we're covering about the different different things about regarding the certification exam as a whole. What are how much is it, how many times you can take it, what is the syllabus, how you can approach getting ready for this particular certification program. So again, this is will be beneficial for you if you're planning to go ahead with the certification. But again, for all the people, please do go ahead and register yourself for this particular free class. I highly recommend you guys. The biggest reason for this is because in this particular certification, the chances of you getting a job is way higher than the other ways. In this particular session as well, we will be covering about who and why you should be learning AWS Cloud. What are the job opportunities in AWS Cloud, specifically for AWS Solutions Architect certification, which is this one. And there's a demo, there is core AWS services, how you can also approach preparing for the certification, what is the average salary for the certification in whatever country or region of the world you guys are studying or working in currently. Because I see a lot of people are joining here from Melbourne, with people from US, with people from India as well. So all of these things have been taken in account while preparing for this particular session. And you guys can also see from your home or from your house or in your particular country what is the salary package that you guys can get on that particular part. Then we've also there is a proper Q&A session as well, where a lot of you guys have asked the questions. So we'll be covering a lot of FAQ sessions or frequently asked questions over there. So voice not clear. I'm sorry, Kuldeep. Let me just have a look as to what I can do. I think it should be better now. Uh, I hope it's better now, Kuldeep. If not, maybe check your earphones or maybe increase the voice once, or maybe refresh your screen once. That I'll probably will do the trick as well. But again, Bhanu, I'm a non-technical person. Can I enter cloud? Definitely, Bhanu. Why can't you enter the cloud? You just need a proper learning guide. You just need the motivation to learn cloud, and you need the proper resources, because that is very, very important while you're learning cloud. Again, there are plethora of opportunities out there. I wouldn't say it's very easy, but it's definitely rewarding for the efforts that you do put in. Again, you can start easy, then you can take this steps up, or if you're ready for it, you can start a little higher and see if that makes sense for you, because a lot of people do work in different domains that are related to cloud and they have the experience. So okay, so they do get a head start on that part. Ashish, this is your first session. You can get the access to the first three sessions that are out there. You can directly visit our YouTube channel. The three sessions are uploaded over there. For the rest of the session, they will not be available to you. And if you do are a member of K21 Academy, or if you do plan to take a part in maybe any other certification program, then this session might be, or these entire class or free course might be available to you. Otherwise, they will not be available to you. I'm sorry about that. Um, yeah, yeah. Then it'll probably, it might be available to you on your portal. You can maybe drop us a message on your WhatsApp group, and over there somebody can take this up and maybe guide you on how you can get the access. Okay, Jayant, you have no knowledge in cloud. It's completely fine if you don't have knowledge in cloud. Whatever sessions that we do or whatever courses that we do, majority of them are from this mindset that you might not have the prior knowledge of cloud. So we cover everything from the very basics, and then we increase our level accordingly, so that even if you are somebody who's completely beginner to cloud, then also you have a chance to actually learn everything, whatever the basics are that are there, for you to be able to succeed in that very area. So do not worry, even if you are a beginner in cloud, it's completely fine. You can very well start your career. Again, every one of us are beginners. A lot of people are here who are beginners as well. Even if we look at a trainer or Atul sir itself, they themselves would be beginners someday back in the day, right? So it's completely fine even if you are a beginner. The biggest part is, do you have the motivation to start learning cloud? Because it's going to be slightly long process, but again, if you do have the motivation, you will definitely be able to learn cloud in a short span of time, or in a period of time which would be comfortable to you. So do not worry about that. Swapna K is also a member of K21. Then again, Swapna, I believe you are a member of K21 family. It's completely fine. Okay. Again, guys, please, while we are waiting for the technical issues to be resolved, if you guys have any questions, please do put it down below. Let me check our other platforms as well. I don't want to be missing out any other sessions, any other places. Really sorry if I have, but I'll be picking up the questions on our other platforms as well. That's LinkedIn, Facebook, as well as YouTube. YouTube, I've picked up majority of the comments, if not all. So okay, it's completely fine, I guess. Welcome, Rakesh. And again, guys, this is something. Again, there is one thing that I want to talk to you about. See, because I see a lot of you guys are joining in for the first time. Guys, whenever you are actually planning to learn something new, primarily maybe a new skill, maybe a new cloud platform, maybe whether it's solutions architect, cloud practitioner, whatever you're learning, make sure you approach it from a very hands-on perspective. Now, what is hands-on perspective? That means whatever you're learning, maybe let's suppose it's a theoretical concept, but there is also a practical implementation in it. So definitely do look for hands-on labs that you can take or participate in, to actually see how those things actually work in the practical scale. Because when you're working in a company or in an organization, they're not going to ask you about what theoretical knowledge you have. They're going to be asking you about how to do this, how to do that. So at that time, it's highly important for you guys to know how things actually work. That is really important. Again, for all the people who are joining us on our GoToWebinar platform, guys, again, if you guys have any questions, you can put it in the chat window as well. I'll be more than happy to pick them up. But again, you have to look at it from the hands-on perspective. Even in this particular session that we are doing for AWS SA, you'll see that we've got a 40-step hands-on lab. It starts from the very basic and go till to the most experienced POV. So at that time as well, you'll see that you will get the entire journey in one way, that you have to approach it in that way, because that's the most efficient way and the most effective way as well. You learn the theoretical things, you practically implement it. In all the modules that we have for AWS SA or even AWS CP, we have theory, we have a hands-on lab. We have a theory, we have a hands-on lab. In almost all the modules we have, we have these things available in that particular area, so that you can approach it in that way, because that is the most effective way, and that is the most that is how we suggest you. And all the success stories that you see, those are the people who followed this way and are today working in the industry, maybe earning 10 times, 5 times, 3 times, whatever times the salary that they were doing before. They've successfully made the transition to cloud, and that is what they tell us as well, that this is how we want to approach our learning part, our learning journey as well. Again, guys, if you guys have any questions, please do put it in the chat window. I'll be more than happy to pick up. Uh, okay, Swati Duga. I have prior 6 years of experience in software testing. Now I want to move in cloud, but I do not have any experience in the same. So I think, again, great. Number one, congratulations on making this decision of shifting to cloud, to making a progressive decision, or a step up in your professional career. Congratulations for that. Uh, I would highly suggest you to first evaluate what are the different cloud platforms that are out there, and see which cloud platform you want to go in, and then make that decision accordingly. Because again, this is a very important decision in your professional career from a cloud standpoint of view. Because there are 4 different cloud platforms that are out there. That's Oracle, AWS, Azure, and Google. And all those 4 platforms have different certifications, different functionalities as a whole, different domains in which they are used. So you need to have that, have that entire uh, evaluation as a whole over which cloud do you want to make the transition on. In that, if you need any help, our team will be more than happy to help you on that. Team K21 Academy, you guys can contact us at contact@K21 Academy. Let me show you. Over, you can see at this, you can contact us on this WhatsApp number, or directly at this email ID as well, contact@K21academy.com. With whatever doubt you have, we'll be more than happy to answer those doubts. You guys can also attend this one particular session that we have at this.k21academy.com/AWS SA10. If you're somebody who's interested in AWS, then again, this session would be beneficial for you as well. You can attend this session. And again, if you guys have any doubts, you can post them in the comment section at that time as well. Okay, Nisha ma'am is here finally. I'll just add her. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining in.
Yeah, hi everyone.
I hope that I hope your health is fine. Are you okay?
No, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, I'll change the. Okay, are you on GoToWebinar yet?
Yeah, I'm just connecting. I have clicked on join the webinar in progress.
Okay.
Let me open the PPT, Anna. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's fine. You take your time on that.
Yeah.
Okay, Balram, will the AWS practitioner session, online session be used? No, I don't know right now, Balram. I don't see it happening for a decent bit of time, because we are not even done with all the sessions. But it might happen, it might not happen. Fingers crossed. But if you do, take these sessions somewhere, or maybe enroll in some other course, these sessions might be available to you, or the entire course might be available to you at that time as well. So don't worry about that. Ma'am, please do let me know whenever you're ready.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an attendee in...
Okay, I'll make you the presenter on that. Yeah, and you'll have to share your screen on StreamYard as well.
So, okay, is it now visible at both the places?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
which slide we have to start from today?
You have to start from slide number 17.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you please hide the share screen notification? Yeah, thank you.
So are we live already?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Sorry for being late. Actually, I completely got busy into something, and I forgot about this training has to begin from 8 o'clock. So I got late for that. So I hope the team has managed and has answered all the queries which were coming to your way. Like we have studied a lot about these AWS solution, AWS Cloud Practitioner course, and then like all the topics that are actually there in the exam are also covered. We went into good detail which is required from the point of view of practitioner. That much is covered, and then if you want to go into further details regarding this particular topics, like what else we can do with EC2, how deep we can go with load balancing, how to integrate it with the DNS services. So if you want to go into the details of all those things, do it practically, the hands-on labs you are willing to or wishing to perform, then you have to come to the full course, that is AWS Solution Architect course, where we have detailed labs available for the same. This cloud practitioner syllabus that we are talking about and we are studying since beginning is actually related to the theoretical concepts of the basics of cloud computing, like how the cloud world operates. What are the services which are available in the cloud which can be transitioned, like I can transition my on-premise services to the cloud, what all are the options which are available to me. So those are the things that one should know. So we have seen and completed a lot of topics, and today, as promised, we will be giving you a glimpse of how the exam works. Okay, so let's begin with this exam preparation session for today. Today is last day of our engagement. So if you have any questions, we have a ticketing system support at the rate k21academy.com available with us. So we use Zendex to do that, so that we have a ticketing number for everything, so that your tickets and queries are tracked properly. And these are our success stories. So it's not 1, 2, 3. There are many people like Rohan, Bhanavendra, Kamla, Palayam. Many people are there who have completed these certification and have progressed in the field of cloud. So they have achieved the target that they set up in the beginning, so as to start their career in this particular domain of cloud computing. They have achieved their certifications and have started their job in the particular domain. Moving ahead, so apart from these success stories, we also have this, we have these chat groups which are available to us. You will see these are different chat groups which are there. So in these, the people also share their success stories, where they tell us when they have done their certification, and also they share their experience with us. Like the person over here has shared that just cleared the first milestone, because AWS Solution Architect Associate is actually the first milestone when we talk about the cloud. So the practitioner, it's just the beginning, it's just the introduction. If you want to take up, or if you want to set up a milestone for you to get into this domain of cloud computing, then you should primarily focus on the AWS Solution Architect, because that is the first step one has to take if they want to progress in this domain. So people are sharing their achievements over there with us. So they, like, we have got this Satendra who has sharing us his certificate screenshot with us. He is saying that now I am certified, because being certified is a very good thing, and it adds extra stars to your resume. If you are trained only, it won't make that much impact. If you are certified, then you will be definitely getting some more points while you are being screened for an interview. So we not only insist and recommend to go for a training, and also then go for the global certification, which will enhance your chances, will amplify your chances of getting selected for the you will become a choice of your employers. So suppose say you see this person Vinay, he has shared his experience with us and has given that he was able to crack 2 big FMW interviews, not one. It's 2 after the solution architect training. So that is the second level of the training which people do after the cloud practitioner. In cloud practitioner, you become aware. You just become aware what is available. But then how to implement it in the cloud has to be done at the next level. And then you see, we have hidden the number purposely. So Rajlakshmi has got Infosys offer in Infosys as a consultant, and she got selected only in one interview. So that is what people achieve when they study the solution architect with us. So it's only one interview in Infosys. So it's very difficult. You know, Infosys usually takes 3 to 4 rounds of interview before selecting a candidate, but she was able to manage and she was able to crack the interview in just first round. That is really an inspiring story shared by Rajlakshmi with us. So if they all can do, so can you. It's just a matter that you have to decide that you want to now start your career in the field of cloud computing. And the next thing, the next level, if you want to actually take it up to as a career choice for yourself, then this is what you have to do. That is AWS Certified Solution Architect. With AWS Certified Solution Architect, this is the name of the certification course that we are talking about. But if you want to go into the examination, then you will be required to take up the exam code which is written. So if it is SAAC02, don't get confused that what it is actually. It is actually the exam code that one has to select when they are booking their examination with AWS, the Global Certificate Examination Number. So our course that we offer, AWS Solution Architect, it is completely aligned with the SAAC02. That is the version 2, which is the latest version of the course, which has been given as a blueprint by Amazon. So our course, our training is perfectly aligned with that. And even we have covered some more topics apart from the blueprint. So it is add-on only. No, nothing will be left, but then there will be some add-ons which are there in the training which you will be enjoying once you enroll for the AWS Solution Architect Associate level training, where you will be understanding about all the concepts. Like if you see the concepts now, security, I don't know why my screen is not getting full screened. I don't know what's the issue. Yeah, I think now. So if you see the topics, they are similar. They are still similar. Like we have also seen security, object oriented, object storage, compute, networking, database, application and messaging services, configuration and management services, architecting the solution in the cloud. The same topics we have also seen, but what we have seen is from the superficial level. It's just like you must be able to correlate with this particular example that I'm going to give, that when we are in class 1, we study community helpers, and we study that what community helpers are: doctors, postmen, and those are the community helpers. When we go to class 2, again we study the community helpers, but in class 1 we were only able to identify the pictures of them. But then when we move to the class 2, we are able to identify what they do, what tools do they use, what are their responsibilities in the society. So we level up. When we move up from one class to another class, we actually level up. So this is what you are going to experience when you will move up or level up from the practitioner to the SAC02, where you will be learning in detail about compute, the families that was there in one slide. So actually there are near about 5 to 7 slides related to the families of the compute that we are selecting. So the course goes in real detail when we go at the associate level. Till now what we have completed is still practitioner level. So when you go with the full training, there will be 13 modules which will be covering all these topics in detail, and there are already available 100 plus lessons in our web portal, which is accessible to the paid members, and 40 hands-on labs are available where step-by-step instruction is given to execute each and every practical. So there will be 2 ways. Like one, we will be executing the practical with you in the live classes, live interactive classes, where you will be learning how to do the practicals along with the trainer, that is me. And then suppose say for an instance, if you miss the class, or suppose say you forget something, we have these recordings, short crisp recordings for the topics, and you will be able to follow them and can follow the PDFs which are available over there, and can execute the same practicals in the same detailed manner. So the 40 plus hands-on labs are there. We have got 250 plus exam questions, real exam questions are there. So it is the question which are there, which is for the SAAC02. So they are actually not for we are not saying that these are the only questions that are going to come. So these are the practice exam questions which will be there, similar to those the questions comes into the actual exam. So you will get a very fair idea by executing those exercises. You'll be getting a very fair idea what actually comes in, like what are the type of questions that will be coming in exams, and how to read in between the words, because whenever there is a question asked, there is a meaning behind the question. It's not very straightforward always. You have to understand the meaning between the lines and the words. So we even have a dedicated exam preparation session, just like we are conducting today for the solution architect. We have the same kind of session which is available for our paid student when we are getting into this AWS solution architect associate. So you get these questions along with the answers and the explanations. It's not so that only answers, it will be along the explanation. So if there is a variation in the question at the time when you are actually delivering the exam, you will be able to understand which option to select, because we don't only let you mug up, we make you understand the things. Then we like, apart from the knowledge and the exam preparation, we also help you with the CV preparation, which has been discussed already by Atul. We help the people to prepare the CVs. So these CVs are actually we give the sample CVs to the students, and you can prepare the CV based on that. In fact, we also provide we provide you help for preparing the CV if you are having a specific job requirement in your hand, because every job is different and it needs a different CV. So what has to be highlighted from your profile depends upon the job description for which you are applying. Okay, so we help you to understand all those concepts of CV preparation also. So there are details given on the portal how to prepare the CV. Sample CVs are there which you can use, and of course at the end we also provides the on job support for our candidates who are registering with us. So these are the apart from the training. So we are not only providing training, apart from the training we are providing these many things, so that it is not only just a training that you get, it's a career path that you are getting, and we are walking along with you to achieve the career goals that you set up in your mind when you join us. So this is what we do for our candidates, and we have got so many success stories which are available with us. You can go on our website and can see that. So it's like if I go on, the whole time will be completed in the success stories itself. That's why we have confined them just to 2 slides. So when I say the solution architect, the next level training that we will be talking about, so it is actually consisting of steps, like how to follow. So we need a learning path. From where shall we start, and then where we will stop. So this is the place from where you will be starting. So there will be modules. So this is module 1, where you will be understanding about the architectures which are available. So you'll be understand what is the multi-tier architecture. That is, there are multiple types of architectures which are available: 2-tier architecture, 3-tier architecture. So we will be telling you about them, what all of them are, and we will let you know how to build solution based on that. Then we'll be also discussing about in detail about the fault tolerance and the architecture services. So what are the services available in Amazon which will be actually helping you to create an environment which is enabled with high availability and fault tolerance. So what are the mechanisms, what are the services which are used to achieve that. So we'll be understanding the theoretical concepts of these things, and then we'll be going on to the practicals also. So choosing the right kind of storage, choosing the right kind of architecture will be taught in the first module. Then in the second module we will be actually teaching you how to prepare or how to create a high performing architecture for your client in the cloud. So what are the things that you need to consider when you are deciding for a workload in the cloud, so that it becomes a high performing solution. So whether it is in the term of storage, whether it is in the terms of compute, or it is in the terms of networking, or it is in the terms of database, every aspect of the infrastructure, how to make it high performing, will be discussed in our trainings in module 2. In module 3, we will be discussing about the security concepts of AWS, like how AWS provides security in the cloud. And then the last module that is there in the examination, that is design and cost optimization, because every customer will think that they should get a highly available, fault tolerant, highly performing architecture, but at the same time they are very much concerned about the monthly bills that they need to pay. Okay, so we even let you know how to give all this to your customer in a very cost effective way. So we'll be discussing about providing a cost effective, still and high performing solution for storage, for compute, for databases, and for networking architectures. So these are the 4 modules which are actually the part of real syllabus of Amazon. When I say the blueprint, so actually it has been released by Amazon Web Services. So that contains these 4 modules, and once you start your first step and you complete this journey of module 1, 2, 3 and 4, you become eligible to appear for the exam for AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate. And this is what you achieve after that. This is a batch. Once we are certified successfully, we have completed our examination, we passed, we will be getting this badge, and we can flaunt it in our resumes. We can use it in our resumes, or wherever we are actually, like our professional profiles are there, maybe it is on LinkedIn, so you can flash and you can flaunt these badges at your professional profiles. So this is what you achieve after that, apart from the certification, because it adds a value. Trust me guys, it adds a value to your resume when you have global certification. Great. So this is the path that you need to follow. So instead of thinking that one day I will be learning cloud, make it your day 1 that I have started learning the cloud. Then only you will be able to complete these all 4 modules, and thus will be able to flaunt this. Like I flaunt my professional certificate. So you can start flaunting your associate certificate. That will be step 1. And then you can also go ahead and, achieve the next level. So right now we are at the practitioner level. What you have to target is the associate level, because guys, trust me, that will actually make a difference to your resume. Cloud practitioner is a very basic training, so it doesn't add much to your resume. This is the solution architect, which is going to help you a lot when you are going for the interviews, because till now you have got a theoretical overview of the services which are offered by Amazon. AWS solution architect will actually give you in detail concepts of all these topics, and how to implement them and integrate them with the existing solution will be actually taught to you in the solution architect course. So if you register with us for this course that I am discussing about, the AWS solution architect associate, so what you will be getting for free, it will be actually, these live sessions are anyways in progress and you have completed. Okay, so if you missed to complete it, so the whole recordings will be there, where you will be able to see all the sessions. If you have missed something, so those will be available to you. And then moving ahead with the step 2, that is the AWS solution architect SA002. So you'll be able to see, and you will be able to get the previous lectures, like past 1 year lectures, which has been taught by me and other partners with K21. So all the trainers, the past 1 year lectures are available, and the live sessions which are available. Like when you join, there will be a live interactive session of 3 hours on every weekend. So that recordings will be there. So anytime you can come back and can see these recordings and can revise back what you have studied. In fact, in the progress bar, you will be even able to see how much percentage of tasks you have completed, because we have a very beautiful feature that whenever we complete a certain topic, we have an option where we can click mark as complete. After finishing the lab, after finishing the theoretical portion, you have an ability to mark it as complete. And as soon as you mark it as complete, this progress bar starts getting filling. And then you are able to track your progress on our portal that we have. Okay, so you will be on your portal, it will be looking something like this. So that will be a live session which will be there, so where the current ongoing session recordings will be available, and these cloud practitioner sessions which we have recorded, then 8 to 9 sessions I believe we have conducted, all the recordings for them will be available for you on the portal once you register for the paid training. Okay, so this is all about your next step, because it's very much important, being your counselor, being your teacher, to tell you now what, right? You have studied the cloud practitioner, you gain the knowledge, but then how to achieve something out of this particular knowledge that you have achieved, what will be the next step that you have to take, has to be guided by us. So this is what is the next step, that is the AWS Solution Architect Associate, SAAC02. That should be now your focus. So now today's agenda that we will be studying, so this was actually an introduction to what will be the next level up for you, but then we have a separate agenda for today. So we are here to understand about these 4 domains of examination: cloud, security, technology, billing and pricing. So these are the 4 domains which has been identified and has been prescribed by AWS for the candidates, that you have to focus your studies on these 4 domains, and the examination questions will be coming from these 4 domains which are listed on your screen. So we will be discussing about why to certify, what much percentage each domain carries, how does this exam conducted, like how many questions, how much time do you get, all those details will be there, like we'll be telling you. And then what is the strategy that you have to follow when you are actually giving the exam. So the thing that I said, how to read in between the lines, that is what we are going to discuss today. Although we are discussing about all these things, but as your mentor, I would still highly recommend, if you want to actually spend your amount into something, it should be AWS Solution Architect Associate. Practitioner is good to go for a training, but then to go for the global certification, it won't add much sense. Okay, so because global certifications are actually very much important, because it gives the benefit to the individual also, and it gives benefit to the employer also. If you are having a global certification, you can demonstrate your expertise without implementing or saying something. Your batch itself will be demonstrating that you are a person who knows the concepts which are required by a person at an associate level. It gives you a recognition and visibility even before you reach on the interview table. Just imagine a situation, you being an employer, got 4 CVs in front of you, and out of those 4 CVs, the 2 CVs were having an AWS Solution Architect SAAC02 global certification attached to the resume with that badge that we have seen. So that was there on the resume, and 2 CVs were not having that badge, only it was written trained for. So which resume will actually attract you more? Which will be the candidates you will be looking forward? Just put it in the chat window, that wherever you are connected with us. So to my experience, because I conduct a lot of interview for the people for our company and for our client companies, so we actually, if we have got hundreds of resumes, we will filter it out, okay, who are certified, because if we take the certified people, it gives a benefit to the employer also. First and the foremost identification or the benefit that we get is, it reduces the risk, because if a person is certified, as an employer, I will have a trust that he will be having the knowledge up to the associate level. And second, a very important benefit that I get, it's a business benefit also if I get the certified candidates. When we work with government tenders, whether it is for any company, the tenders, the big companies tenders, when they come out, and suppose say you as an employer are bidding for a client or a customer for their cloud solution. So that tender will definitely have a clause that you should have certified individuals. So the employers are also getting benefits. That's why these people focus on the certified people, because they get double benefit. The employers, first they get identification that the person is skilled. Second, they get business benefit because you are certified and your certification can be used by them when they are bidding for the tender, or they can flaunt your certification in front of their customer, saying that in my team I have a solution architect associate. He is the person, he has the knowledge about the solution. So they will be actually flaunting you in front of the customer when they are trying and going to bid and trying to win then competition. So that is why it's very important for you to focus, like training is equally important and the certification is also important. If I will give the weightage, it is the 50% weightage. Okay, one is to flaunt. You get the certification, buy the certification from Amazon. Okay, you get that badge, but then you need to showcase your knowledge, and knowledge can be only achieved with the training. So both has to go hand in hand. You have to complete the training and then go for the global certification so as to give it a closure what you wanted to achieve. So this is why it is very important for you to get certified, because it gives benefit for you at double level. Because if you are a certified person, I'll give you one more example, guys. So suppose say there was a candidate who was not certified and there was a candidate who is certified. Both technically, when an employer has screened, he has found both of them equally capable. This is asking for a salary of maybe around 20k per month, and this is asking about a salary of 25k per month. Both are equally good, but just because this candidate is globally certified, employer will be happily selecting the person who is globally certified, accredited by the company. Why? Because that certification will give him an additional benefit, and so as you will get an additional benefit over here. This is why the certification is important apart from the training. Both carries the equal weightage. So there are 4 domains from which the exam questions comes up. So the domains are the concepts of the cloud that we have studied, the security and the compliance features which are there, the technology, and billing and the pricing. These are the 4 domains which are there, and each domain carries a weightage. So the highest weightage is in the technology portion. So the domain 3 is the most important domain from the exam point of view, and then the 26% questions comes from the cloud concepts, 25 question comes from the security and compliance domain, and 16% question comes from the billing and pricing. So you have to focus accordingly. First complete this domain, then complete cloud concepts and security, and then go for the billing and the pricing. Because what do you need when you are going for an exam? You will be needing a just hold on. Okay, what do you need when you are going for an exam? You need to certify, you need to pass in your exam. So focus on what has to be studied first so that you are able to achieve this result. 100% is not required. You don't have to crack all the questions, 100 questions, but then yes, of course, the passing questions has to be passing number of percentage has to be achieved by you so that you can get that particular badge to flaunt. So when you actually go for the examination, so you have to go to the test centers. So whether they are PSI centers or they are Pearson VUE center, you have to go to the center from where you can give your exam. It is Pearson VUE or PSI. These are the centers where you can book the exam. When you go to the test center, you need to actually take your 2 IDs, and preferably the photo ID should be there. and if they are issued by the government, at least one should be there issued by the government. So it could be your passport, it could be your, like if you are in India, so then it could be an Aadhaar card or a PAN card. So such kind of government issued photo ID, at least one should be there, and an additional photo ID should be carried with you. So it should have your photo on it. And then make sure that at the time of exam, when you're booking the exam, if you're booking it online, the name that you give while booking the exam should be exactly similar to the name which is written in this government issued ID. Because if there is a discrepancy in the spelling, if there is a discrepancy in the name, so then you will not be allowed to appear for the exam. So be very sure that the government IDs carries the right name and you use the right name at the time of booking. Once you arrive there, you will be required to actually empty your pockets. You will be not allowed to take your mobile inside, and your personal belongings needs to be locked up in a locker which will be provided by the test center, and you will be then escorted to the PC on which the exam will be delivered. This PC is monitored by the CCTV cameras, so you are not allowed to look here and there. So there will be questions which will be coming on your screen which you have to answer. Before you start the exam, there will be a non-disclosure agreement, that is an NDA, which will be issued, and you have to sign that whatever questions which are coming there, you won't be discussing them when you are out from the exam. Okay, so that NDA has to be signed by you. And then, so this is one way if you are giving your exam from the test center. But if you can give your exam from your home or from your office also. But the only thing is that then you should have a really stable internet connectivity. Really stable internet connectivity. Why? Because if there is an internet fluctuation or a network fluctuation in the mid of the exam, your exam will be ended. You won't be getting a second chance for your examination. And these certification exams are proctored remotely, means the examiner sits remotely and monitor you via the webcam which is there in your laptop. So usually how we have seen is they make you sit in the front of the mirror, where they say they should be able to see the background also, what is there. So you have to sit in a way that the person should be able to see the next side of you also. One is facing towards you and one should be facing apart from you. So there should be a mirror in the front, so that they are able to see that what like if somebody is not helping you from the other end. So everything is monitored by the proctors, including the monitor, audio, video, screen. Everything is monitored by the proctor for the limited period of time till the time you are delivering the exam. And if there is any discrepancy found either in the system or in the room or on the network, proctor can terminate your exam at any point of time. So I would really recommend to go for the test centers rather giving it from home and office, because the risk is on the test center's head. Over here, we will not be getting any person to catch callers for. Okay, so better go for the test centers if it is feasible for you. But yes, of course, it is possible that you can appear it from your home or from your office also. Once you deliver the exam and you finish the exam, immediately you will be getting your result on your screen. So whenever you are going for an exam, you will be getting 130 minutes to execute the whole paper. There will be 130 minutes time that you will be getting. If you are answering correctly, you will be getting points. But if you are not answering any question correctly, there is no penalty. So don't leave any question, attempt all of them to best of your knowledge, so that you can, there are, chances that the question may go right if you are having some doubt. So don't hesitate in attempting the question. The questions could be a single choice question or it could be a multiple choice question. It could be there. Like probably it may ask that select one option. Or maybe it may say that select 2 options or 3 options. So read the question carefully. At the end it is written mark 2 correct options or mark 3 correct options. Read it carefully and then do the complete marking to the questions. If at any point of time you
Ma'am,
feel that, yes.
really sorry to interrupt you, ma'am, but can you pick up the pace slightly a little bit? We are already at 9 p.m. and we've got a lot of exciting questions also left and
Yes,
a lot of doubts from the audience members as well.
yes. Okay, so what you have to do is, like, if you have any question where you feel that this question you want to come back and review, so there is an option to review it for the this thing at the end of the exam. So you can review the marked questions, or you can review all your questions at the back, so that if you have any doubt, don't waste your time on the single question, go attempt all of them and then come back. In the exam, you will not need any pen, pencil, dry eraser or anything for the examination. It is purely click next kind of examination that you will be there. Nothing to implement, nothing to deploy, only answer as per your understanding. Okay, this is what is there. So this is the general definition and the general instructions which you must be aware about this examination while you are preparing or while you are going for it. And then the general strategies that you have to follow, that read both the question and the answers carefully, and don't hurry, worry or panic while giving the answers. Read them carefully and then give the answers. Identify the text in the question that implies certain AWS feature. That means, like, suppose say the data retrieval times, the IOPS, these are the keywords which will be there in the questions. We'll be discussing up them in the next part when we will be actually going through the questions which are there. So you have to identify those words which it could, guide you, which could be the right answer. Pay attention for the qualifying clauses, like which is the most cost effective way. Probably some option may be in such a way that it is the best option to be selected, but then the question was not saying performance efficient, it is saying cost efficient. So it should be seen that the cost should also be less. So select your answer based on that. So pay attention to the qualifying classes and eliminate the obviously wrong answers in the beginning. These are the strategies that you have to follow. Let's now begin with the actual domains from where the questions will be coming, and there will be actual questions also, and you will be prompted to give answers for the same. So let's move on to the first domain that we have discussed about, which carried 26 percentage of weightage. So that is our first domain, that is our domain of cloud concepts. So in this domain, you should be actually having the knowledge related to the AWS clouds and its value propositions. You should know how to design a decoupling mechanism using the AWS services. That means what are the services which are used for decoupling, and the different cloud architecture design principles that we have studied. So these are the expectations of Amazon from you when you are actually into this particular domain. So you have to if I give you a quick revision, clouds and its value propositions. So the benefits of the clouds, basically how easy to use it is, how can you make it cost effective, how it is adaptive to the changing environment, how it supports the scalability and the performance, and at the same time you can build a secure solution on top of the cloud. Because by now you are aware that you can create a infrastructure in the cloud or a solution in the cloud which is qualifying all these topics that are there. If you have attended all our sessions, so then you will be making sense out of it, that how you can build up a solution which will be efficient enough to give you an idea about how to build a solution which is cost effective, adaptive, scalable and secure in nature. Focus on the business value when you are actually trying to build up a solution for your customer. Always think about what your customer needs, what are the business values that he is trying to achieve. Is he trying to achieve the data security? Is he trying to achieve the mobility? Is he trying to achieve the ease of access to his data from any part of the globe? Or is he trying to achieve the accessibility of himself from the any part of the globe? What actually he is trying to achieve? Based on that, you have to design a solution for your client. Don't just design a same solution for everyone. Every solution has to be tailor made. You have to first understand what are the business requirements of your customer, and then based on that you need to define what is there, because whenever you are designing the solution, it has to be actually feasible from both the aspects. It should be performing well also, and at the same time it should be cost effective also. And then you have to focus on the KPIs. You have to focus on the KPIs, key performance indicators for a company. Suppose say the company was looking for the mobility and you have given him most of the security features. So obviously the customer won't be happy with the solution that you have built. In fact, the solution that you have built is a very beautiful solution, highly secure in nature, but you have restricted the mobility of the customer. And this is what the customer was looking for. So make sure that you build the solution by keeping the business value of the customer in the mind. Domain one, the next topic is aspects of cloud economics. So one should understand what is the difference between the OPEX and the CAPEX. So what is an OPEX? It is an upfront investment that the customer has to do at the time of beginning of his business, and OPEX is the expenditure what the customer do when he has to maintain the operations of the implementation that he has done. So it is not an upfront investment, but it is a continuous investment. Just I'll give you an example. Like you have a house. At the time you built a house, you have installed 10 bulbs in your house. Okay. So this was your capital investment that you have done. You have laid the lines and have invested for 10 bulbs. And then every month you are paying the electricity bill. So electricity bill is your operating expenditure of the infrastructure that you have built. So that this infrastructure can operate, OPEX has to be beared by you. If you will not pay the bill, the bulbs will not get the electricity, and then there is no use of installing them in your premise, right? So that is what your OPEX is. The initial investment that you did for buying these bulbs and cables and getting them installed in your office is the capital investment that you have done, the upfront investment. Okay, this is what the CAPEX and the OPEX is. OPEX is recurring in nature, and CAPEX is not recurring in nature, and OPEX is recurring in nature. Every month or every year you have to pay the bills. So for the companies, generally this maintenance bills for the buildings, electricity bills, and maintenance charges for their infrastructure, the salaries of their employees, they are considered as an OPEX expenditure, that is operating expenditure. So this is an understanding that this domain is expecting from you. And also you have to focus on the areas of cloud value framework. So you have to think that the infrastructure that you are building in the cloud should be actually infrastructure cost saving avoidance from moving to the cloud. You have to make sure to your customer that if you are moving to the cloud, the amount of upfront investment that you are doing will be actually returned in a certain period of time, that is ROI. So total cost of ownership, in how much time this can give an ROI to you, because when you are moving a solution in the cloud, obviously you will be showing your customer that you are saving some amount of money on that by reducing your capital investment. And when you are saving the cost, in how much time duration the upfront investment that you have to do for moving into the cloud, in how much time that return of investment will come, so that you can justify your customer and can motivate them to go into the cloud. You should also focus on the productivity of the staff, because you must be aware that if the things are in cloud, you need not to be there in the office. You can work from home, you can work when you are in a car, you can work when you are on a vacation. So it's an hell for you and a heaven for the employer. Okay, so you have to showcase this productivity stuff, that how the graph will be increasing if they are deploying the solutions in the cloud. Operational excellence, that they will be achieving by building the solution in the cloud, because they will be then better able to reach the SLAs. SLA stands for Service Level Agreement. So if you have some SLAs to be matched for the high availability or for the fault tolerance or for the services, so they can be easily achieved, because with cloud, obviously your unplanned outages will reduce, because the solutions which are built in the cloud are highly available and scalable in nature. And then you also have to talk about the agility of the business. How agile the business will become. That means how easy it will be for you to add new features, how fast you can move your application from on premise to cloud, and how easily you can remove the errors, because every code, everything is centralized when you are there in the cloud. This is what the cloud framework is. So you have to focus on, then you have to have a good understanding related to this particular, how you can save money, how you can increase the productivity, how you can increase the operational efficiency and the agility towards the business. The services which will help you to achieve the things which are listed on this slide are actually, so you will be getting many services in the cloud. Few of them is EKS, that is Elastic Kubernetes Service, ECS, Elastic Container Service, RDS, Relational Database Services, and the DynamoDB services. These are the services which help you operate your infrastructure more efficiently and securely with the help of the managed services. Okay. These all, which is listed on the last slide, can be achieved if you are taking the managed service by Amazon. And when I say managed service, that means like it's a kind of hotel apartment. You must all have seen once or visited a hotel apartment in your life. In this, you get a flat. That flat will have all the amenities, and you can use those amenities as your amenities. And then twice a week, the staff will come, will change the bed sheet. Every day the staff will come for the cleaning. You don't have to worry about, means the flat is given to you and the maintenance is also done by the flat owner. So such kind of apartments are known as hotel apartments. So it's a kind of that kind of service which Amazon is offering you for your IT infrastructure. So Amazon is not only giving you the infrastructure in the cloud, it is also managing that infrastructure for you, and you can relax and can enjoy the features of Kubernetes, containers, SQL databases, no SQL databases, without going into the hassles how you will maintain the servers for these, because those servers will be maintained, scaled and managed by Amazon. So whenever you get a question in exam and you see that there is an option of a managed service into it, so there becomes a chances that that will be a right answer to your question. That is a tip from my side. Third part of this domain, cloud architecture and design principles. So these are the 5 design principles. So these are the 5 pillars actually: operational excellence, security, reliability, performance efficiency and cost optimization. We call it as 5 pillar architecture also. So this is what we have seen in our last class. So whenever you are designing the solution, keep them in mind, that the solution should be reliable enough. First of all, that means even if the failure occurs, it should be dynamically able to recover from the failure and come back to the services. So auto recovery of your solution should be enabled. And then it should be secure also, so that no unwanted access to the infrastructure that you are creating in the cloud should be there. You should be protecting your information, protecting your system, protecting your asset from the outside world risk, because it's not to be told that how risky the world on the public internet is. Okay, so you have to make a secure solution, a system which is reliable in nature, and at the same time you should be able to give an operational excellence to your client. When I say operational excellence, what does it mean? You should be able to run, manage and monitor the production workload to deliver the business value. As I said, implement and design in such a way that what are the business values to the customer should be achieved, and how much you are provisioning for the customer should be completely utilized to give the right performance to the user. So it should be performance efficient also. It should not be that you have taken 5 systems and out of that you are only using 2, 3 are lying idle with you. So operational excellence you have given the business value achievement to your customer, but then the performance is not up to the mark. Why? Because you should be able to give maximum performance in the minimum resources which you are getting. That is what the challenge is when you are designing a solution. You should be able to meet the SLAs, you should be able to meet the targets, but then you should be able to utilize the resources and the infrastructure to the fullest to provide it. Don't over provision for your customer, because you also have to think about the cost. You should avoid and eliminate the unnecessary costing. Make use of trusted advisor. Make use of CloudWatch, CloudTrail to understand what's happening in your account and take right decisions for yourself. Okay, so this is what your I went on the last slide by mistake. Okay, so these were the concepts that you have to keep in mind. You should be aware that the solution that we are building in the cloud, it is elastic in nature. Elastic means it can scale out whenever required and can scale down whenever required. It can grow up like an elastic when the need was there, and it can scale down when the need is not there. So with the rising demand, the resources can also rise over the period of time. This is what we achieve in the cloud, which we do not achieve in an on-premise model. If I purchase a SSD drive of 1 TB today, and after 5 days I realized that, oh, it is very less for me, I actually needed a 5 TB hard disk. What will I do? I can't do anything. I have to put it into trash and buy a 5 TB new hard disk. Or maybe some buyback, some, pennies can be given to you for this buyback option for your 1 TB drive that you have purchased. But in Amazon, the same resource can be scaled up immediately. As you felt, it can be scaled up. You realize that you need 5 TB, expand it to 5 TB and start paying for the charges for 5 TB. Nothing has to be moved from here and there. And then you realize, okay, it was too much that I assumed. I actually needed only 3 TB. So then also that is also possible. You can shrink it down. There is a workaround. You create a new volume of 3 TB, copy the data into it and release this 5 TB drive. This is how it happens. But then it happens. You can scale up and can scale down your solution when you are there in the cloud. So this is the completion of the first domain. That is the cloud computing domain, that is the concepts of the cloud, where we have covered the cloud and its value proposition, aspects of the cloud economics, where we have studied about the CapEx and OpEx. We studied about the R5 principles, the operational excellence, security, reliability, performance, and the cost optimization, and we understood about the concepts of elasticity. So now this is the question in front of you. According to AWS, what is the benefit of elasticity that we achieve? I want answers to be flowing from everywhere, like all of you should participate into this quiz. According to you, what is the right answer? Minimize the storage requirement by reducing the logging and auditing activities. Is it the benefit of elasticity? Or you can create a system that can scale to the required capacity based on the changes in demand. or it could be enable AWS to automatically select the most cost effective service for you, or accelerate the design process because recovery from the failure is automated and reducing is needed for testing only. What do you think will be the right answer for this? Great. So let me see the answers which are flowing. So I hope the answers are coming from the people at the portal, because right now I am not able to access the portal. So the answer for this particular question is B, because it helps you to create a system which can scale to the required capacity as and when the demand rises. It can scale up, it can scale down. This is the answer to the quiz. Quite easy. I hope you understood the way the questions are asked. The second domain that we are having is security and compliance domain. Here you will be having an understanding how the AWS thinks about the security. Basically, AWS follows the shared responsibility model, which we will be discussing now. You should be able to define what cloud security is and what are the compliance concepts related to it, and what are the features of AWS which gives you this ability. Identify these resources. This you should be able to do. So as a part of that, let us understand what is a shared responsibility domain. So Amazon actually has created locks for everything and will give away the key to you. Amazon has created locks for whatever he is providing. So if you are taking infrastructure as a service from Amazon, Amazon will secure your compute, storage, database and networked components by doing what? By securing his global infrastructure. So the entry inside the region, entry inside the availability zones, entry points inside the edge locations are secured by Amazon. Okay, these are secured by Amazon, but the key is given to you. If you will open the key, then it will be an issue. So this is the part of the portion which is responsible, or for which the Amazon is responsible to provide the security, and then rest. What are the encryption methodologies that you are using? How you are filtering your traffic? What operating system you are taking? Have you properly fine-tuned the operating system firewalls and the network firewalls in your system? Have you implemented the application security, identity and access management on this? And the data that you are storing, is it properly encrypted and secured? All this becomes the responsibility of customer. Amazon takes up this much responsibility for the security, and there also he locks it and gives the keys to you, because it's your infrastructure. When we rent a house, the house owner will give the lock and keys to us. If he'll keep the door open, the house owner is not responsible for the theft, right? So it is a shared responsibility model what Amazon follows, where some of the responsibilities are bared by the customer and some of the responsibilities are bared by the Amazon, and thus both of us, the Amazon and the customer, share the security responsibilities. This is known as shared responsibility model of security. Second thing is cloud security and compliance. So we will be understanding about the tools which are available for us at Amazon for doing the audits. That means who is coming onto our system, what is he doing. So those audits, scanning, all these things are possible to be done. And the services which are used is Inspector, Config, CloudTrail, Trusted Advisor, Detective and Mackie. Generally the questions that we have seen in the exams are related to CloudTrail, Trusted Advisor and Mackie. If you see a question having a keyword personal information, if you see this keyword, that you want to identify that if there is a personal information uploaded by mistake in the storage, if such type of keyword is there, and you see Mackie as an option, that could be a probable answer to your question. So trusted advisor, I have already explained you about. So you have to see where these services are being utilized. Like if we say, where do we use CloudTrail? If we want to do API level monitoring, who made what changes to your account, or IAM level monitoring. So that is achieved by CloudTrail. Because I create users in IAM, these users log into my account, and when they log in, they perform activities. But what they are performing is completely logged in the trails. From which IP, at what time, which service, what modified by whom. All this is logged in the cloud trails. So I can secure my infrastructure by making the right use of the cloud trail. With the help of AWS config, it records the config level changes, what you have done, inform what changes are made, and notifies changes made in your account. So these are the things at the configuration level. If you want to monitor, then AWS config will help you. If you want to generate alarms for certain parameter, if this happens, then an alarm should be raised and some people should be notified for the activity which has happened. If you want any such thing to be done, then use CloudWatch, CloudTrail, Cloud Config, and CloudWatch. These are the three things, and these are the words which will be there. API monitoring, who made what changes, IAM level monitoring. If such keywords are there in the question, then these will be obvious answers to the questions. Okay. Next is the encryption which Amazon offers. Amazon offers you encryption at all the levels. The data that you are storing in Amazon, it can be encrypted while it is in transit. That means while it is traveling from you towards the cloud, you can do SSL, TLS encryption. You can do HTTPS based encryptions. You can enable encryption for your communication when your data is in transit. And also you can enable encryption for data at rest. So it is in Glacier, Redshift, RDS, EBS or S3, any kind of storage service. Wherever you have stored your data, you can enable encryption on it by using the keys. Amazon has a fully managed key management solution. KMS is equals to key management service. So Amazon has got a fully managed key management service where you can create the keys or you can import your keys into the KMS. And then by using those keys, you can encrypt the data which you have kept in the cloud. And these keys that you will create in the cloud can be restricted to be used. Who is going to use will be restricted by the IAM user. And whenever these IAM users are using these keys, either to encrypt the data or to decrypt the data, a complete logs are maintained in the CloudTrail logs. Okay. So these are the various options which are available for you for encryption. There could be two types of encryption: encrypting data that is in transit and encrypting the data when data is at rest. You can do this encryption of data at rest by using the keys. Keys can be generated in the cloud or it can be imported if you already have and can use them to do the encryption. This is what your second domain is: cloud security and compliance. So what all are the services that can be used? What are the encryption methods that can be used? The third domain says about the access management capabilities. That means who can access your account. Obviously, this can be managed by the identity and access management service of Amazon, where I can create user groups, IAM policies and roles, which defines which user can perform what activities Or if a single user, then create a user. If it is a group of user, then create a group and then define that either the group or the user, what are they both able to perform. You can allow permissions, what services can be used. So this can be created for the humans. If you want to create, and this is non-shareable. Okay, if you want to create a shareable identity, you can create a role and you can share it. It can be shared between multiple people or multiple services of Amazon. So then you can create the roles also, and on the roles also we apply the policy. So it is like a permission pass. If the person or a human is having this pass, he is allowed to do X, Y, Z. If the person is not having the pass, he won't be allowed to do it. So it's kind of pass which is transferable in nature, which can be shared by multiple people. That is what roles are. Users are created for the specific people and roles are created for the sharing purpose or transferable permissions. So this is what are the various features which are available in cloud that you can create. If you want your infrastructure in the cloud to be secured, so you must be able to correlate with this particular diagram. So this is nothing but the region of mine inside which I have got my availability zones, and these availability zones are having these EC2 instances, nothing but the servers that I have launched in the cloud. It could be a web server, it could be an app server, or it could be a DB server. Whatever kind of servers, I can launch it inside the VPC. Then these will be the users who will be connecting to my region. So I will either connect via GUI to these resources, or I will connect via CLI, or I will connect via APIs. Whichever way I want to use, I can use to connect to my AWS cloud. But then this can be, secured by username and password in case of user, and then access key and secret key. There are two types of passwords, access key and secret key. So if you want to do CLI access or API access, then access key and the secret key is used. If you want to use GUI, then the username and the password is used. And in fact, we can enable the multi-factor authentication on the account also. So the username and the password will be provided. After that, an OTP will be provided. If you enter the OTP correctly, then only you will be allowed to get inside this. Otherwise not. Fine. So this is another security feature which is available and applicable. We can do that. Some more resources for security support are NACL and security group. So if you see this diagram at your left hand side, I have explained it well. If you want to apply the security at the instance level, create the rule in the security group. If you want to create the security rules at the subnet level, all the machines inside the subnet will be secured. Go ahead and create the rule in the network ACL. So these are the two layers of security that we have. A single ACL will secure all the machines which are inside the subnet. The security group can be attached to multiple machines at a time, or it can be attached to a single machine. At a maximum, if you have a security group, it can be attached to 5 virtual machines in the cloud. That is 5 EC2 instances. Oh, sorry, vice versa. 5, if you have a EC2 instance, there could be 5 security groups which can be associated with it. And the rules can be created inside that. So this is what your security group and network ACL is. Additional layer of security, 2 layers. It is the first layer of security. This is the second layer of security, which is there. Okay. Both are similar. In both you can create rules, but the rules that you create over here, there are, one is stateful and another is stateless. So if you create a rule in a security group, if a rule permission is created for the traffic to come inside, by default the reply to that packet will be allowed. in case of security group, stateful firewall. Whereas when you create a network ACL, if you are creating a permission for incoming of the traffic and the machine was able to reach to the server, the reply will be given. If the reply packet is not allowed, then the traffic will be blocked over here. So the incoming also has to be allowed and the outgoing also has to be allowed. So more granular in nature. Whichever you want to use, you can. Network ACL and security group. Then another offering of Amazon for the security is your web application firewall. Web application firewall actually protects your web application from SQL injection, cross-site scripting. Okay, these are there. So it is a managed service by Amazon where it helps you, your application, to get protected against the common web exploits and bots which may affect the availability of your system and can compromise the security, can steal the information. So it allows you to make use of these pre-configured set of rules. You can add more rules also, but then there are pre-configured set of rules which are there, which can be used by you to protect your application. You can have AWS pre-created rules. You can create your own allowed and deny list. SQL injection can be protected. XSS, cross-site scripting can be, you can protect your application. HTTP flooding can be stopped. If somebody is trying to scan and probe inside your application, it can be stopped. It can avoid the traffic which is not coming from the reputed IPs, and the bad bot lists is already there in WAF. So based on that, the attacker's traffic will be denied and valid users' traffic will be sent inside the infrastructure. This is how does it occur. So whether it is a valid user or it is an attacker, both will hit the WAF first, and then the requests will be filtered, and then based on that only your access will be granted. This is what your web application firewall is. Trusted advisor will be, yes.
Just a second. There is one question that's coming up quite a lot. I'll just pick up the rest of the ones. Majority of them are already answered by K21 Academy. Guys, all the people who are asking about the AWS Solutions Architect classes or course or whatever, we've got one free class that is available that you guys can check it out at k21academy.com/AWS SA10. You will be posting that link in the comment section as well of all the platforms, so you guys can check it out over there as well.
मेरे को चार्जिंग केबल ला दे.
Okay. So you guys can check that free class over there. The course is not for free. You'll have to buy it. If you want to buy it and know more about it, you can contact us at contact@k21.com, or you can directly attend the free class also. And by the end of that, we also talk about the course as well, what we are offering and how you can get the course, the pricing and everything, what's the duration, what do you get, what are the free bonuses you get, and everything that is also in the course. Or if you want to fast track it, you can directly contact us at the phone number that was mentioned as well as the email ID. But again, there is only one free class that is there. The entire course is not available for free. You have to buy that course, and it's a 12-week program. There are 40 plus hands-on lab. Ma'am have already talked to you about that in the starting of the session. So you can revisit that if you want to. Ma'am, thank you very much. You can take over now.
Okay. So I hope the screen is visible and voice is audible at both the platforms. And sorry for that shout. My mobile is discharging actually. Okay. So lot many things to learn about, and to this is actually a recap of what we have already studied, right? So this trusted advisor service, we have already seen that on the trusted advisor you will be basically getting an advices related to the optimization of the cost, advices for enhancing the performance of the solution, advices for the security, fault tolerance, and the service limit. So if suppose say you have not enabled multi-factor authentication on your root account, then you will get a warning saying that there is an actionable point for you to execute. And suppose say you have a server which is underutilized. Okay, so then that will also be said then that will also be told that there is a server which is underutilized and you can save cost. Like over here it is saying that you can cost $7,516 per month if you will follow these warning messages and will identify what is over provisioned in the account. Such kind of advices are given by the trusted advisor. It helps you to optimize your infrastructure that you have created in the cloud, because it monitors your infrastructure against the best practices defined by Amazon. If anywhere you are deviating from these best practices, this advisor will give you an advice that maybe if you do this, you may save the cost. If you will solve these issues, the security on your infrastructure can be more enhanced. Your system can perform more if you will do these changes. All these kinds of advices are given on the trusted advisor related to cost, performance, security, fault tolerance, and the service limits also. Okay, great. So another question in your on your screens. I want you to participate on this also. So there is a requirement to collect important metrics from AWS RDS instances. Which service out of these do you think will help you out to achieve your goal? What could be the answer for this? Apply the concepts that we have studied till now and tell me what could be the right answer. Great, good. Yes, so the right answer is CloudWatch. CloudWatch is the service which will actually give you a visibility that what is the metric status. I have told you now that if something is not being met, like if the CPU utilization is going beyond the said limits, so that metric can be monitored, and if it breaches, then there will be an alert notification sent to the specified list of users. So the CloudWatch is the right answer. The next question on your screen. Which of the following can be used as an additional security layer for the username and the password when logging to the AWS console? Very easy. I want to see answers coming from your end. Very easy. Yes, please go ahead and attempt it. Let me also connect to see how you guys are performing. Go ahead and attempt it. So I also connected on the YouTube live to see what you guys are answering. Great. So, oh God, very good. Very good. Ashish, Yasir, Balram, Priya, okay, good. Yes, the answer is multi-factor authentication. So I can add an additional layer of OTP where there will be an OTP which will be given to the designated device, so that after providing the username and the password, if I not give the OTP, I will not be able to access my AWS console. That is the GUI of my AWS account. Yes, very good. Another question coming on your way. Okay, so let's now see which of the AWS security services can be used. Which of the AWS security services can be used to retrieve the configuration changes made on the AWS resources, causing the operational issue? Configurational changes. The keyword is configurational changes. Now give me the answer for the same. Okay, so I got an answer from Imran. Very good. Move ahead. Give me the answers. Maybe Imran is right or maybe he is wrong. I'm not confirming it right now. So I have my old students who are with me consistently, Balram and Yasir, Chidanand, great, Riaz, Taslim, Swati, very good guys. You did an excellent job. Yes, the answer is AWS config, Because the trusted advisor, Rajan, trusted advisor will give you advices. It will not give you any logs. Who is doing what? So if there is an action on the resource performed, like who restarted the system, who deleted the system, so CloudTrail will be there for that. But if there is a configurational change made on the resource, then it is the AWS config which will help you to monitor. Wonderful, guys. So let's move on to the domain 3. So we have covered till now, we have covered our 2 domains where we have seen, so almost we have completed 25% and 26% of our this thing training or you can say exam. So by now you should be able to score 51% in your exam. So cloud concepts has been covered, security and compliance has been covered, and the next one that we are going to take up is technology, the most important one because it carries the 33% of weightage. So over here you should be aware what Amazon is expecting and testing is deploying and operating resources in AWS cloud. What are the options available? AWS global infrastructure, what are regions, what are availability zones, how many availability zone in each region, what are edge locations. So all that visibility you should have. The core services of AWS for compute, for storage, for database and for networking. What all are they? And then how to use those resources for technological support. This is what they are expecting from you, from this domain. Okay, so let's move on to the first part, deploying the operations in the cloud. So this is what I have explained this in our day 1's class. What is public cloud, what is private cloud, and what is hybrid cloud. Private cloud, it is an offering which is limited to a single tenant. So whatever infrastructure that you are launching will be limited to a single person, single client. It won't be shared by multiple people, but then obviously it will be giving you more control on the security front, just like your traditional data centers, but then it will be very costly also. So if it is actually required for whatever part of information, go for the private cloud. Otherwise you can go for the public cloud where the infrastructure as a service is offered by Amazon, platform as a service is offered by Amazon, and anybody from the internet and can come and create an service over there. So you can do the segregation. What do you want to deploy in public? What do you want to deploy in private? And make a secure channel between them. So whenever your client is moving from public to the private cloud, there will be proper authentication which will be done at the edges. So such kind of deployment where some of your portion is in public cloud, some of the portion of your infrastructure is in the private cloud, maybe your on-premise data center, then they both are interconnected with each other via the methodologies which are available. So then that is known as hybrid cloud. We have also seen one example of multi-cloud also when we were in our day 1's class. So my AWS is my private cloud. Oh, sorry, public cloud. So if some of my infrastructure is in AWS, some of my infrastructure is in Microsoft Azure, and I have also implemented something in my on-premise data center also, and I have integrated all of them. So that this kind of deployment is known as multi-cloud, means multiple clouds are involved into it. Multi-cloud. AWS is also involved, Azure is also involved. Multi-cloud. And hybrid is you have private and you have public cloud involvement only. Then it is known as hybrid cloud. Okay. This is what your deployment models were. So when you want to connect your on-premise network with your Amazon Web Services cloud, you can create a site-to-site VPN. Site-to-site VPN means what? The whole infrastructure which is available on this side can be accessed by this side of infrastructure and the vice versa. If you create certain rules who can like what are the resources that can be accessed, it can be defined at these edges. So you have to create two gateways. One is customer gateway and another is VPN gateway at the cloud, and they both create a encrypted tunnel between them. So whatever information is being passed between these two devices is encrypted. Nobody can read it. Such site of connection can be created, which is known as site to site connectivity. I can have site to multi-site connectivity. So I have AWS cloud. Then I was already having my offices in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, and Miami. So I have connected all my offices to the cloud via the VPN connection. So this is multi-site to site connectivity. You have even AWS Direct to achieve this. So if this is your on-premise data center and you wanted to connect it to AWS Amazon cloud, so then you can buy a dedicated line between your office and the office of Amazon, which will be working on 802.1q VLAN technology. That means it is a layer 2 type of connectivity that you achieve, and you can have 100 Mbps to 1 Gbps kinds of link configured between your office and your Amazon's data center. But then this is very expensive service and not available in every part of the world. Okay, there are selected cities where these services are offered. If you will go to the AWS Direct Connect page of AWS documentation, you'll be able to see. Like in India, we are able to offer it in Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Delhi. These are few locations where these Direct Connect services are offered, and it takes 4 to 7 weeks to get this service implemented. Very time consuming, whereas this can be configured immediately. Okay, but then this provides you better bandwidth, better security. Lesser bandwidth, less security, but immediately deployable. So this is what your second portion of our third domain is. So first is deployment models, which is there. That is public, private, hybrid, and multi, site to site, site to multi-site, AWS Direct Connect. So these are the options that you can see for the purpose of deploying. When it comes to the global infrastructure, you are very well aware, and I have told you that Amazon has got these many things to offer. Majorly, you have to focus on regions, availability zones, and then point of presence, that is your edge locations, direct connect locations, and you can consider these local zones and wavelength zones also. So these are actually what the whole globe has been divided geographically into certain areas, and those areas are known as regions. Like India is a region. Inside India, I have got availability zones. How many availability zones? I have got 3 AZs in India. The name of the data center, the name of the region of Amazon in India is AP South 1. So the name of the availability zones is AP South 1A, 1B, and 1C. Like that, the names are given. Now new zone is new data centers of Amazon are coming. So another region is being launched in Hyderabad. So this is how they divide based on the number of clients that are there. They divide and they deploy the regions. And inside the regions, we have the availability zones. Then we have these our point of presence, that is edge locations, like the ATMs of the bank, from where the limited services are offered. We have the direct connect locations. Only 108 cities are giving us this particular feature where we can have the direct connect facility availed to my clients. Then I can, if suppose I have an application where latency is a real challenge, I don't want latency between my nodes when they are communicating, then I will make use of these local zones and wavelength zone. So these are also available by us to be used by Amazon. So this is the whole infrastructure. At minimum, each region will have 2 AZs inside it, no lesser than this. One for primary and one for secondary. So disaster recovery site can be built on top of the infrastructure that is created by Amazon. Okay, so minimum of 2 is there. So region, inside the region, you have availability zones, and these availability zones are connected with each other with dedicated fiber connectivity. These data centers of Amazon are connected by fiber connectivity. So, and that too redundant in nature, and it is a leased connectivity, means nobody is sharing these connections with anyone. So these are the dedicated connectivity between the data centers. Thus the speeds are quite high between the data centers. Okay, this is what the infrastructure is. I have told you that the edge locations help you to enhance the services which are being offered by Amazon. So you'll be able to give more to your clients with the help of CDN. High availability, that means if one goes down, another can take up. So there will be some downtime which will be happening. Maybe like when the primary goes down, the failover will occur on the secondary. That can be achieved. The high availability architecture can be created in Amazon. You can have a disaster recovery architecture also that can be created, which is highly available and fault tolerant in nature. That means if the primary goes down, the secondary will take over, but the services will not be completely down. With lesser efficiency, they will keep on running. So 100% uptime can be achieved from fault tolerance, because there will be two instances which will be running behind the load balancer. If one is down, services are still and up and running from the second one. Fault tolerant example of fault tolerance. 100% uptime, no downtime, strong redundancy, higher in cost. When I say high availability, it's like a stepney. So you have a car, 4 tires are engaged in the car, one stepney is there. If the car gets a puncture on the road, you can take out the stepney and can get it installed, and the car will be up and running again. But then there is a downtime associated with it. So 99.99% uptime can be achieved with this high availability if you implement. So here the primary secondary concepts comes up. If primary goes down, then secondary will take over. But then this failover, failback will take some time. Okay. Core AWS services. So these are the services, we have seen all of them. If we want to launch the virtual machine, this is the service. If I want to use container service, this is the service. If I want to host a basic web server, this is the service that can be used. If I want an orchestration for my containers, that is Kubernetes server, EKS is the service. If I want to have a platform pre-built by Amazon, on top of it I can load my applications and can run, Beanstack is the service. Serverless computing, Lambda, batch processing, AWS batch. I want this automation of my containerizations. Fargate is the service which is available. We have seen about these services. So these are the core services which are available. For storage also, we have got file storage, block storage, and object storage. We have seen them in detail. For connectivity, VPC is there, direct connect is there, load balancer. This practical was also performed by us. And then we can even manage the DNS in the cloud with the help of Route 53. These are the networking services which are offered. When I say database, this is the long list of database types which I have. If you want SQL database, take the RDS. You want NoSQL database, take the DynamoDB. You want DocumentDB to be created, take this service. You want caches to be created, take Elastic Cache service. You want fraud detection, social networking to be done, where you quickly and easily want to create and navigate relationships between the data. If that is your requirement, go for Neptune. Okay. If you want to have IoT application database to be created, go for TimeStream. Ledger to be created, QLDB. If you want to implement Cassandra in cloud, go for Keyspaces. So these are the various options of databases which are available for you to be used. Okay. And apart from these individual offerings, Amazon even gives you a partner network where other people can build, market, and sell their products. So by making use of these core technologies, they will build up a solution and will offer them those solutions to you as a service. So that is possible via partner network. So Amazon offers you marketplace also, where you can go and do your shopping for whatever you need. People have created the solution. All the big companies, Cisco, Palo Alto, Firewall, HP, Fortinet, all the big companies who are providing solutions to their clients, they are Riverbed, Aruba, Viptela, SD-WAN solutions, IoT solution. All of them are providing their services in this partner network marketplace, from where you can buy these services. Great. So let's take up this quiz. We are already running out of time, but let's complete it. So the last section is anyways very small, and very less weightage is also there for that section. So the customer data, quiz question is in front of you. The customer data center and its application are connected using a dedicated AWS network, that is direct connect. What is the deployment model am I using? Cloud is connected with my on-premise with a dedicated link. What kind of service model I am using over here? Deployment model, sorry. So one cloud, one private. That means one public, one private. So the answer is hybrid cloud. This is what? Second question. What AWS services can be used to store the files? Give two answers over here. Choose two answers from the given options below. Where can I store the files? Obviously, config is for monitoring, Athena is for analysis, CloudWatch is also for monitoring. Only two storage services which are there on the screen are S3 and EBS. So that is the obvious right answers. Next question. As per the global infrastructure, which of the following infrastructures within an AWS region provides a low latency redundant link? What could be an answer to this? Which out of these are connected with each other with a low latency redundant connectivity? Connected with each other. Yes, the availability zones. They are connected with each other with low latency redundant connectivities. Let's move on to the last question from this topic, I believe. So the question says a website for an international sport governing body would like to serve the content to the viewers from different parts of the world in a vernacular language. Which of the following is the most suitable service to do that? So there are two possible right answers over here. Actually, three possible right answers. But then, obviously, light sail is an obvious wrong answer over here. So if I want to distribute a sports event, I can make use of CDN. But the CDN is offered to me in the form of CloudFront. But then I cannot make it in such a way that it should be allowed to be used in different language version by different people. For that, I need to do geolocation based load balancing. So that if a person from China is hitting, he should hit a server which is in China, which is having the Chinese content. If a person is sitting in India and hitting the content, he will be hitting the server in India and the content will be said in Hindi. So such kind of thing can be only achieved by using the Route 53 service. That is the reason the Route 53 is the right answer. So read the whole question carefully before you attempt. So this was also looking correct, this was also looking correct, and this was also appearing to be correct. But then how to select the best one? On the language of the question. So first of all, this is not a service offered by Amazon, not a name of a service. CDN is a type of service which is offered via CloudFront. But then in CloudFront, I cannot do the geolocation based load balancing. I can do geolocation based restriction, not load balancing. So that is achieved via Route 53. That's the reason this is the right answer for the question. Perfect. Okay, so can we proceed on to the last domain and can complete this, or what do you say?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Great. Perfect. So let's move on to the last domain. The least important 16% weightage is there in the examination. But then if you are not answering the questions in the rest of the domains 33, 25, 26, then this is a savior for you, because this is the very easiest, like very easy portion of the syllabus. So the pricing models which has to be understood by you, you are aware already that in Amazon you don't have to pay anything upfront. You can pay as you go, and even further the cost can be reduced if you reserve the capacities in advance. Okay, so decide upon the right pricing model and then choose between these instances which we have explained you earlier. On demand, the most expensive one; reserve, scheduled, reserved, spot, the cheapest ones but not reliable one; dedicated, most reliable but then most expensive; dedicated host and dedicated instances. Based on your requirement, choose a type of instance that you want and give the right cost to the customer, or sorry, to the AWS. I'm not saying less cost, the right cost which is required by your business value for your customer. So if you take on-demand instances, you will pay per second in case of Linux and pay per hour in case of Windows. If you reserve, you can save up to 75% cost. So if you are paying actually 100 rupees here, so you will end up paying only 25 rupees here when you are reserving an instance. And if you do a spot reservation, so then you will only be paying 10 rupees for the similar instance that you do via the on-demand. But here the reliability goes down to a steep level. Within 2 minutes, the instance will be terminated just by a notification sent on your mail. So don't put any critical infrastructure on this. Dedicated host, and this is the most expensive service. You can buy the saving plans which are a bit more flexible as compared to reserving the instance. You will just buy a plan and that plan can be used to reserve the instances later. So that is more flexible. So these are the options which are available. You have to be very careful while selecting the availability zone, because every every region carries a different cost for the same service. You will be end up paying least when you are in North Virginia for the EC2 instance, and it will be expensive. It will keep on growing on the cost side. If you move from NV to India to Sydney, the cost will increase. So you have to see in the total monthly calculator, TCO has to be calculated, total cost of ownership, in what? In the AWS simple monthly calculator, so as to understand what will be the expected cost on the infrastructure that you are planning to create, and then keep a close eye by the billing dashboard that what you have planned is being actually implemented or not. So are you going with the same pace of bills or not? Billing dashboard. You can even allocate the tags, you can allocate the alarms, you can allocate the budget so as to keep a close monitoring on the billing of your customer. If suppose say your customer has said that the maximum capacity of me to spend in this month is $1,000. So you will set up this budget of 1,000 and will set up an alarm if 75% of the budget has been utilized. That means 750 USD is your bill already. Then there will be an email notification sent to the stakeholders. So those things can also be done in AWS. You can create a master account, that is a organization, and other root accounts can become part of this master account. And then you can centralize the billing and the administration of the accounts from a central portal. That is known as AWS organization. Pricing calculator lets you to estimate the cost. I have shown you this thing. You just go and write AWS price calculator in the Google, you'll be able to go on this. So then you'll be able to see what is the costs which will be coming onto your account. You can create the alarms. We have created even an alarm on day 2, I believe. You can have different kinds of support services that you can purchase. By default, with our free tier account, we get this free support. but you can go for developer, business and enterprise support. Obviously, as the cost will grow, so as the number of services that are being offered by Amazon. As the cost will grow, more services will be there. There you will get a dedicated engineer sitting for your account only. Trainings will be available, guidance will be available, everything will be available with enterprise. Basic only account related support, billing related support. So as you pay more amount of services are being offered to you. Great. So select the right kind of support service that is required by your customer and move ahead. So let's take up this quiz question. So the quiz says, for a client who plans to migrate his workload from on-premise to AWS, which of the following will help you to understand the total cost of ownership, help you to understand the return of investment of the running his application on cloud compared to the running his applications in on-premise model? Which of these will help him to understand about that? Like what is the cost he has to pay, and then in how much time will it can be retrieved? Which tool will help you to estimate the cost? Yes. Go ahead and give me the answers. Yes, the AWS pricing calculator is the right option. It will help you to estimate the bill and then the ROI can be estimated. Next, which of the below listed AWS services and features are free of cost to be used? And that too for lifetime. Which out of these is free of cost for lifetime? I think Mackie, no. Personal information, if that was a keyword, Mackie would have an answer. Cloud directory, as the directory, as the name suggests, it will help me to protect the, or you can say do the authentication. Guard will do the security. Then free of cost, out of these, which is free of cost? Identity and access management. Yes, this is the free of cost service which is offered to me by Amazon, and up to 5,000 employees in a company, I can keep using it without paying even a single penny to it for lifetime. Okay, the next question in front of you. Which of the following statement is related to the consolidated billing is incorrect? Read the full question carefully. Incorrect. It's incorrect. Read the options carefully. Yes, a master account cannot incur users charges. Consolidated billing is offered free of cost. I can use IAM policies from master account to control the access and budgets created by the member accounts. I have told you this thing that you can implement the policies from the master account to the member account. So this is an correct statement. So this cannot be the right answer. Pricing models are applied across the members account irrespective of the specific resource that their accounts may have. So the answer is A. Master account cannot incur usage charges. It is the master account only who will be incurring the charges, and based on the cost allocation tag, internal billing will be done to the rest of the account holders, rest of the members. Wonderful. That's the end of the exam preparation session with us, guys. I hope it gives you a visibility about the type of questions which will be hitting you when you are appearing for the exam. But again, my sincere guidance, mentorship or suggestion, go for AWS Solution Architect Associate instead of Cloud Practitioner. It's not for selling, guys. It's actually not for selling. It's a genuine suggestion that as a teacher I am giving you. Okay. So handing it over back to the team. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.